across the Paranormal Party. That is where the paranormal and the party meet together in one big butt show.
And we are your hosts, the Connor Sisters. And I'm Ashley.
And I am Misty, and we're going to be your guides through this wonderful, crazy paranormal party. Welcome to the Paranormal Party.
Yeehaw! Let's get this party started.
Well, hello. You have stumbled across the Paranormal Party. Are you okay?
Yeah, my microwave man. Only the best.
Where we have stumbled across the Paranormal Party. We are sliding, wonderful gliding down this road of the paranormal, whether it is metaphysical, where it is a big ass party. We're going to melt it all together. For your host, I am Misty.
And I'm Ashley.
And we are the Connor Sisters, and we're going to be your guide. So you buckle up, Buttercup. Get you something in your glass, whether it's the holiday season, so it could be eggnog, or it could be just straight-ass alcohol, or maybe you're going to go a little bit lighter because the childrens are running around. Whatever it is, settle in, enjoy yourself, unplug for a little bit, put your phones down, guys, and just listen to the mellow sounds of me and Ashley taking you through this metaphysical madness. That is our topic this week, ain't it?
Yes.
I am actually taking just a moment, and I'm going to share stuff to actually our social medias and things like that. So tell me, Ashley, while I'm getting all this together, how has things been going for you?
I have been, out there. I've been trying my hand at crocheting. And I think I'm going to get back into it, man.
Oh, Lord. Crochet don't...
that cool area where you got to take it back sometime because, the corona hit us this year. So I can't be out there chasing them. So I've reverted back into an old lady who gets Botox and crochets. But I've been crocheting cool shit, trying to. But it looks like a bunch of pubic hairs. But looking back now, it doesn't look as bad as what I think. So I'm going to work with it. It's an octopus to wear on my head, probably when I smoke weed.
An octopus to wear on your head when you smoke weed.
Yeah.
So
that's my goal. And I've been doing a lot of spiritual journey.
Oh my God.
After I did my crochet.
Shit, it's getting deep, dude.
I've been doing that and I'm reading a lot of different books because you can never say that you are the best of the best if you're never willing to learn.
You know what? I think I've heard that lately. It's on Cobra Kai.
Oh.
The best of the best. It's a song. I'm glad you're inspired. I just didn't think you were going to take it away.
No, I didn't think that.
Crocheting. I didn't think it was going to go the way of crocheting.
Crocheting was before. That was a few months ago. And then I got upset because it looked terrible. And now I'm looking back on photos and it's not as bad as what I think. I just got to put eyeballs on it.
Oh, man. Don't let nothing stop you, man. You know what I'm saying?
I got to make my sack bigger and put eyes on it. It'll be better. Or smaller.
You know what? I bet every man says, I got to get this sack out there and get eyes on it.
Yeah. That's what it is. And then I've been doing, like I said, a lot of book reading about the metaphysical type area. So it's, even though we do that professionally and we go places and travel around, I don't think that you should ever think that you know everything, that you don't go back and do more research. Like, if you saw the books that I'm reading, you'd be like, that bitch don't know anything. But it gives you a different light and perception of how they do what you're already doing. And it's really cool because this book now I'm reading Psychic Development for Beginners. And with that one, I'm reading back through and I'm like, wow, they did this trying to develop themselves psychically because they wanted to go down the path of psychic. And this was things we were doing while we were ghost hunting. Like, we were doing what they're talking about, but in a different form while we were ghost hunting. So it was like the same path that they were going.
Ma'am, I like to interrupt you, and it's now called Paranormal Investigations. Them ghosts.
What
you said ghost hunting. We don't do that no more. That's not professional.
Whatever. Anyways,
we're spook spotting, y'all. That's what I'm going to start saying. Oh, my Lord. You know what? She's leaving out. Like, okay. For one, this is the second time we've done this fucking show, okay?
I know, it's really funny. I had a lot of energy, but the morale of the show goes down when your sister likes this fucking soundboard that you already hate.
I love it because it has hold on, guys. I'm going to give you one. Hold on.
I will kill you.
Okay, so I hit the button for us to go back on. I'm going to tell you why. Because yesterday... we did this whole fucking elaborate show. We were like...
an hour and a half.
We were an hour and a half deep in. We were very meticulous on the shit we were bringing y'all. I mean, It was going to change y'all's lives, but now it can't, okay? But we're going to try to redo that. And I look down, and the little bar that tells you whether it's feeding in through your mic was nothing. And
because she had to push a fucking sound effect
in the beginning of the show.
She never turned it back on.
Yeah, that's true.
So
that's why Ashley.
It was a whole spiel that we talked about how I hate the board and I hate that she had the sound effects, and I paid extra for us to have more time because I get frustrated with the time and I just give up. Yeah. And I was like, I would give up that fucking soundboard to compensate for longer time. And
yeah, so long story short, how that went, and we were talking about it, is that the Paranormal Party has went through all kinds of crazy stuff. Me and Ashley started off on a network. We were picked up by a network. Then we were actually picked up a second show of the Paranormal Party on Holly and Ryan's network, okay? And then, but we always had our shit. From the beginning, it was me and Ashley. And one thing or another, our paths went different. We went down our metaphysical and stuff, and we didn't get to give this baby enough. We didn't get to feed our fat ass baby, okay? So now, here recently, we had cut back our times that we were doing on Spreaker and stuff, and then here recently we thought, you know what? We're going to feed that fat ass baby, We always say this, but we never took it to the next level of getting those times. See, what we had was a certain amount of time, and Ashley would just like fucking freeze up, man. I would be pointing at the timer like nobody
Ashley
knew
would
it.
Freeze up because she had this long spiel and these conversations she wanted to have, like smart stuff, funny stuff, and halfway through talking, someone would look at it and just point. We were running out of time, so I'm just like, yeah, and there was a ghost there. Okay. So, because I get frustrated about time limits, so that's how.
So we were talking,
but not more of us because the soundboard.
I cut all that up. You got maybe like 5 seconds yesterday or 5 minutes. Then I hit one of those. So like an hour and a half of just silence. I was like, we are financially ruined on this one. We got to let it go. We'll never recover. So we we were like, you know what? We're going to come back. We're going to do it today, which is cool. We got to add in a couple more cute things for y'all. But on this show, I want to start off by, we're telling a little bit about our life, but guys, you know what tomorrow, Ashley, do you know what tomorrow is? I'll give y'all a hint. Hold on. I'm going to cue it up. Okay. I'm going to cue this up. By the way, I never did my social media stuff, but that's all right. All right, guys. Take a gander at this.
Children, take care, please be aware. All that you've done will come to bear. Have you been good behaved as you should? Those who have not, it's understood. Krampus will come looking for some. You are not safe, best that you run. Your honest list, not what you wish. This Christmas you will be missed. There is someone watching over all that you have done this year. Very little boy who resisting. Christmas spirit alive. If you believe, give faith and grief. Don't lose your faith. Next Christmas Eve, Christmas is real. Show how you feel. If you forget, your fate is sealed. As you grow old, you have been told. Stay warm of heart, keep out the cold. Now that you know, reap what you sow. You have been warned, you have been warned. All you naughty children, must prepare for a simple time here.
God, I'm in it, man. This is cute right here. Yes, Ashley was like, you might have heard her. You probably heard her whisper that to me. You ain't gotta and I was like, I am in it, man.
Because we both got hypnotized by the words.
Yeah,
you got them going across the thing, and you're like looking at it, and I'm like, they don't have to hear the whole song.
No, I love it because I gotta tell you, like, if you watch that song, they're saying, listen, you're gonna get fucked up. That's all it is. Krampus is a cool. It actually came from Germany, or one of them is the one depiction, and it's called Krampusnacht. How do you say that? Krampusnacht. It's Krampus night, celebrated on December the 5th as the dark counterpart of Saint Nicholas.
Is it Popo Shisho?
Yeah, no, it's the 4th today. So I was like, shit, tomorrow's Krampus
I feel like
Day.
I've been in damn December for 5 months.
It's because we have been cleaning so long, and every night we watch Christmas stories. So we're going to review those before we get into our metaphysical shit. As the dark counterpart of St. Nicholas, Krampus prowls for naughty children to thrash with a bundle of switches. I'd like to be nominated as Krampus. They have parades and everything. Do you know that? A really cool, elaborate shit. But could you imagine them little snotty ass kids that are always poking and like picking their boogers and putting it on stuff or being just shitheads nowadays, you get to get a bundle of switches and beat the fuck out of them. I would volunteer to be Krampus.
I don't think anybody lets you beat their kids with switches.
Krampus has no rules. I will put a mask on and just start wailing. Yeah. Just I kind of imagine
the wise person told me before, if people are gonna do crazy shit, you just stand back and you're over here. You don't take ownership of their crazy shit.
Hell yeah! Could you imagine? Like seriously, I imagine myself with a Krampus mask. But you ever seen that leather face where he's got that on and he's with the chainsaw? That'll be me with switches for children. And I know some I'd come to. I'm just throwing that out there. Anyway, or to stuff into his basket to carry off, never to be seen again. Consider yourself lucky if all Krampus brought you is a lump of coal. That's pretty cool, isn't it? Some other things about him is December 5th is Krampusnacht, when the half-goat, half-demon of Christmas folklore visits homes to punish naughty children, armed with a bundle of sticks and a chain to take them back to the underworld.
Yeah, I heard he drags them back.
Oh, God. There's something with his bells, too. Like, you can hear his bells and stuff. I think it's really cool. And they really break that down, too, if you really think about it, because they talk about St. Nicholas being positive reinforcement. You do good, you get presents. And then Krampus says, you do bad, I'm going to whoop your ass with these sticks and put you in my basket and go to the underworld. He's cooler, man.
Why does he come before time, though? Why don't they come the same night? So you don't know if you're getting a whooping and a wallering or a gift.
Maybe if they cross paths, it's kind of like two Jedis fighting with them swords. Yeah, you're like, woo.
You know what I mean? Like you show up and you're both like walking up.
I know. They're like, hey, what are you doing here, Papa Gijo? Yeah. I imagine Krampus has like a really southern accent.
I don't think he does.
He's from the deep south.
He's from Germany. It doesn't.
It's a deep south.
He's from Germany. It doesn't. That's not.
So he's like, a Wiener Schnitzel? Is that what it's like?
I don't know. Germans could be mean.
I don't know why you would think that.
Yeah, they have like
our whole fucking
family.
Words, yeah, our whole fucking family is German. Well, 25% of it.
It's like du hast. You know, that's kind of.
Are you gonna do the whole song?
Yeah, he could talk like that. I think he could. Have you ever seen those mean ones?
Russians,
dominatrix and stuff.
No, like Germans and Russians are the meanest motherfuckers.
Yeah, so I don't think he would be South. Would you come around here, partner? That doesn't. That's not
in my world. That's what Krampus is going to sound like. It's going to sound like Misty. Okay, that's what Krampus is going to sound like.
So I got to get this microwave going because I got to go to my factory job and I don't get a microwaver.
Wow.
Well, I get a microwave, but I don't get a break and I'm gonna be hungry.
Okay, so let's talk about some of the news. What have you? Well, do you want to do our? I'll leave it up to you. We can talk about news right now, or we could talk. Here's our news. That's so great. Let's hear.
You'd almost said it.
I almost did not hit that button. That's so great. You want me to do it again?
No.
Okay, anyway. Let's talk about our news. Okay, so there's a couple things. I'm pretty sure if you are any kind of paranormal enthusiast or anything like that, you have heard about the Jupiter and Saturn to align on Jupiter. That's what Ashley's got in her lips. That's what Ashley's...
Is it Jupiter?
Yeah.
It's not Jupiter.
Jupiter. Y'all missed a really good segment about yesterday. I thought I had panther piss on. And
that's not what it's called. She thought it was from Anchorman, where it's Sex Panther. She just said, I go out there and get me some some panther piss.
Yeah, it was a great, it was so bad that somebody else
we probably
in the house.
could have solved world peace.
We did. At the end, everybody was peaceful on our show. Too bad y'all didn't get to listen. Anyway, Jupiter and Saturn to align in December to create the Christmas star. First time in 800 years. So let me tell you exactly how fucking long ago that was. 1,226. I don't know if that's really what it is, but that's the number they threw out. And I don't know why it's March. But whatever. We're talking about around those times, guys.
We had a lot of weird alignments, like as in Halloween and then this one. And we were talking about maybe this is the end of the world.
I don't know about that. I don't want to think about that, Miss Pessimistic. We also talked about how we thought our grandma was in your body.
Yeah, that is true.
We'll have to visit that later on, maybe with possessions or oppressions. Oh, my God.
Oppression or a possession.
Oppression or a possession. We got to talk about that.
Ooh, my stuff's done, y'all.
They are going to be so close, and it's going to align on the winter solstice, which we know that is Yule. That's what we celebrate. So it's going to be December 21st. It is a lot. I mean, the Mayans might have been a year off, guys, where they were saying all this stuff is aligning and stuff. Wait a minute. Did they say that last year? Was that last year or the year before?
I don't know. I get my years mixed up. But them Mayans thought the world was going to end. It was going to be this and another.
I think they just got their
the
numbers
world
wrong.
did stop and end because of all the, plague and stuff like that. So in a sense, you could take it positively like that. But,
Right.
Just love all your people. Let them know you love them.
I think it was like maybe 2012 or something like that is when it happened. Because I remember we listened to
It's
Alan.
every so many years because it was 2000. Everybody was committing suicide when it was turning 2000. They thought
No. I'm talking about the Mayan calendar. Like Alan from Bedford Paranormal, we listened to him speak on that. And
maybe
he
they got
said-
the numbers twisted because
That's what somebody
2012
said.
or 2021.
Yeah, that's what somebody said. But I will tell you this part, guys. He had done some research and he was doing a presentation on it at one of the places that we went. And Alan's a really cool guy. Y'all got to check him out if you have, if he's around you or anything like that. He's really cool. But the thing of it is he said that it didn't mean the end of the world. Everybody was freaking out saying the Mayan calendar ends, it's the end of the world. It actually meant that they were ushering in, it was a new beginning. So it actually makes sense of what happened. After that, life has went a little weird, guys. So anyway, that is going to be visible. Also, they have a megalith, I think it's called, structure that is another hot topic. Somebody is taking this, which looks like something out of a scientific movie, and they had it in Utah, and now they have it in California. And I watched this video, and it was
Why do you need to move it that far?
But nobody knows who's doing this. So it's just this shiny metal. It looks almost like we use these to actually put at our altars and stuff, like the points, the really sawed off points. That's what it looks like of these crystals. And it's in Utah, and now it's here.
Pyramid?
Kind of like that. No, it's a straight one. It's a straight one, like a points. You know what I'm saying? So this is actually now in California. The cool thing is I watched these workers go up to it, and they were like, "God darn, look at who put her here, and look at that, they cut her in the ground." Like, this is how they're talking. Like, they're like, "God darn, look." Let me just ask you a question. Where is, like, I watched this video. I didn't really see any track marks up there. Like, this is heavy. You can't just pick it up. I mean, who is doing this? What kind of person? It's kind of like those crop circles that were...
Aliens.
I'm agreeing. I'm going to go with alien.
Or a
Can I get
helicopter.
alien for 500,
Or a
Chuck?
helicopter.
Yeah, I'm saying there's some weird shit going on. Why would somebody do that? It was another thing that we were looking up that people were... what was it that we did a show on, or we talked about, that this guy came in and it was something to do with the Mormons and stuff out there, I think, and they built a place. It was actually in Georgia, I'm sorry, and they didn't want anybody to know about it or anything who really did it. I feel like, I can't remember what that's called. What's it called?
Amanda was wanting to go.
Yeah, it's like they put these
it's
stones.
a big, phenomenal thing that has different languages or something on it. Nobody
Yeah,
knows who
exactly.
made it.
And people are like, "Oh, who made this?" And they keep saying who they thought this was. And I think it's like Stone Mountain in Georgia or something like that. I can't remember. It's something like that. But I will tell you guys, this right here, this is like when people start doing weird shit like that. You know what I think? They got too much goddamn money. Really. They got too much. Share it, guys. Don't go do weird shit. Just share the money.
That's
what
not
I'm saying.
necessarily true. People look at us and they're like, they do a lot of weird shit, but we do not have a lot of money.
Hey, there is a difference. I'm
Okay.
not going to go put
Poor
a big
and crazy,
Yeah.
and rich and crazy.
We are crazy on credit, okay? That's what we got.
crazy on credit.
Crazy on credit. We're going to do a lot of crazy shit on credit because we can't afford to pay for it. But these motherfuckers are moving statues
No, it's
and
different.
stuff.
It's different if you gotta have credit and be crazy. But if you got that money on your own, you're dangerous.
Exactly, yeah.
You gotta have
It's
a
like those
limitation.
motherfuckers.
You gotta have a limitation. You gotta have credit line.
Those are like those motherfuckers that'll invite you for a dinner, and then the next thing you know, they're hunting you in the woods. You can't trust people with that much goddamn money. That's all I'm saying out there. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, so that's some stuff. Actually, do you have a Christmas movie that you'd like to do a review in? And then we'll go right into our stuff.
I know one if you want to watch it and suck on a shotgun.
We were crying to all of our Christmas
So
movies.
bad.
I'm gonna do a good one and do a bad one. We'll do two because I want to tell you.
Well, it was a good bad.
Okay, it's still like it made you cry because it was a great movie. It had it all. You said it last night as you were bawling in the bathroom.
Yeah.
Tell them the name of it.
I had to take a second to go to the bathroom because her son was laughing at me. I couldn't stop crying. It was a sobbing crying.
Yeah.
Because they hit you once and they hit you again. And it's throughout the movie. Like, you think you're going to be strong. You're like, oh, okay, you know this is what's happening. So you kind of hold it together the first hit. You're like, oh, man. And then they hit you harder. You get invested in the characters. Like, it has comedy in it. And it has you get invested in all the characters. And then it's like, at the end, they kick you right in the fucking groin and then dot you in the eye, and all you want to do is sit and cry because it's so much. Like, I don't know. It's a really good movie, and it was nominated or whatever. It was, Claws.
It was Claws. I really, really like that.
I won't watch it again, but I liked it.
You won't watch it again?
No. I don't want to sit and cry.
Actually, it was one of those movies that had all the kind of elements in it to where you're just like, this is really, really sweet. This is really, really nice. So it was, I enjoyed it. I cried like a goddamn baby too, because at the end, we're not going to give away the end, but it was a really cool, building up.
It was a different way of looking at Santa Claus.
Yeah, it was. And then when it happened, because you all know that Santa Claus is magical and he's the spirit of Christmas, but it literally played on that, and then
just gave soft undertones of Odin.
Oh, it did, because the window he looks out, I want y'all to, if anybody decides to watch Claus, or is it Klaus?
They call him Klaus in that, but it's
it's Klaus, and you can watch it on Netflix. It's a cartoon, but the window he always looks out is a ruin, by the way. And I was like, oh man, this is so cool. So it was really, really good. We all cried except my son, which I don't believe his heart has dropped yet, just like his balls. Okay. I watched one by myself. Okay, is there a bad one you've watched recently? Oh God, yes it is. It's that goddamn Princess Switch.
Yeah, that was terrible.
Oh my God.
That was like a Disney terrible that probably a young girl would like, but...
Oh God, it was so, we wanted to slit our throats. It was like so teeny bopper. Okay, so the two that I got is one that was good, but I'll never watch it again, but it's good for the ghost aspect of it. It is called Last Christmas, and it has the chick in it. She's in other things. I can't remember what she's in. Really cool. And she gets a heart transplant, but you don't learn that it's a heart transplant until...
They just keep on saying she was sick.
They just keep... Yeah. Really cool, cheeky. I liked it. She's going through a rough time, man. You know, she's partying and little things like that. We can all identify with that. And then at the end... you find out some stuff and it all clicks with her, and I was bawling like a fucking baby. I was like, I'll never watch this movie again. But if you want a tearjerker, if you're having a hard time, you need to get a good cry out, hit Klaus, then hit Next Christmas. No, turn it around. Hit Next Christmas, then hit Klaus, because you don't want to sit with that kind of sadness of Next Christmas. But anyway, those are the two.
Because there's funny good parts. I don't know. It's a sad, good... I can't even explain it. I don't know.
Yeah, it was emotional. Man, it was emotional. It was an emotional night for me, okay? So, I'm going to tell you one that you don't want to fucking watch, especially as the world is right now, or I have PTSD because I was living through these discussions that these people were having in my job, man. That's the number one reason I fucking quit. Is The Oath. I can't even explain to you how fucking crazy that was. And then I get on... okay, it is an oath that they're asking them to take, right? And it just says that they're going to support the U.S. and foreign and domestic and stuff. And it's like an oath. But everybody has to sign it. And people start going fucking crazy. And this one guy... this is what my life was like when I was fucking working at one place. They constantly, it was too bad. So they even bring in, like, I was so uncomfortable, I didn't even want to be at their Thanksgiving, okay? It was bad. And then people escalated really quickly into things that could happen. I think it was supposed to be a dark comedy. It just wanted me to like I was going to walk out just like in traffic. It was horrible. Don't watch The Oath, man. Okay, so that is our movie reviews. Let's talk about the meat and potatoes of what we want to talk about, which is metaphysical, okay? Ashley?
Yes.
What would you like to... Lord, I got look at me. I got a little... Oh, she's aggressive and up my fingers. I got a little luck with me, guys. First of all, last night, me and Ashley were sitting in here doing the first run-through of the show. She had a Grinch outfit on, and I had what I am wearing today. Don't stop a good thing.
She's been wearing it about 3 or 4 days.
Don't stop a good thing is what I got to say, okay? That's
This time, it's got better because she took a bra.
I did. I let the ladies down. I let them free.
She has a nipple ring, and you can even see
stop saying this.
You can see the
Just
nipple
tell them
ring.
what's on the shirt, man. Okay.
Well, it's distracting when you got that nipple ring and you can see it through the shirt.
Okay, it
We were
says...
going to go buy stuff to make crafts the other day, and I looked in here, and I was like, good God. She had her hair all messy up in a bun. And,
Like I am now. Let's not stop this goodness.
I think it was more fresh then. And
Oh,
then
it's sideways now. I'm sorry.
And she had her big nerdy glasses on.
Which
and
I
she
still have
had,
on.
some
This is where the Sex Panther came
tights.
in. I said it right. Not the Panther piss.
She had tights on.
Which I still have on
Yeah.
today. Let's just say it's a repeat of the ensemble.
And then her shirt says, it's green. It's like, it's not a cool green.
It
It's like it's a green. It's like an elf green. and
Yeah.
it says,
See, it's even cooler.
I can get you on a naughty list.
Because I can. It's a great shirt, man. You feel the season. Feel the season. Anyway, so let's talk about metaphysical. What do we have on our list to talk about, Ashley?
We have. God damn.
By the way, can we take a social media break and talk about this real quick? Can you share this or anything like that, Ashley, on yours? I tried to share it on mine, social media, but I don't know if it did. So can you maybe share it at this time? Anybody who's listening, if they would like to share this podcast also, feel free to. We are trying our damnedest to put a smile on your face, people. Okay? We want you to be able to come here and just goof off and not give two fucks. We want to give you some entertainment and we want to give you some fun. That's what we want to do. So anyway, metaphysical, reason why we're diving into this and we've realized that we have neglected this area. We will talk about a lot of crazy shit, this, that, and other, but we don't share our knowledge that much. Me and Ashley don't. So then we were like, you know what? We used to do this more. We used to teach classes when it came to being a practitioner. We used to, do a lot more things as in classes and educating. So we thought, you know what? We're going to have to add this in. The paranormal is a big umbrella. So here you go. Recently, I got to go investigate the Stone Mansion in Indiana. So this is where some of these topics come from. So let's talk about it, Ashley. What's our first topic?
It is grounding and shielding and protecting.
Okay, so we're going to leave the protecting out because I believe that, not that we don't need to be protected, but we'll touch on it a little bit or whatever. But we're going to hit the heavy hitters first. Let's talk about grounding. What do you think of grounding, Ashley?
When I looked up grounding, it is, if you think of an electric outlet or an electrical thing breaking down in a car or anything, really, it has to have a ground. When lightning strikes, it's touching something on the ground because it's trying to return back to the center of the earth because it has to be grounded. So grounding is really you connecting to the center of the earth and pushing all your negative energy. That's what normal people do, is or get rid of all their negative energy. It's like a dump to the center of the earth.
So you literally think about this, right? Like when you ground, how do you ground?
There's different ways to ground when I've looked things up. For a lot of Capricorns, it's going out, or, Virgos, or anybody of a ground element, it's going out to nature and connecting nature. There is certain books that I've looked at that they say, just go outside and stomp and visualize pushing all your negative energy out. It's a more aggressive way. Physical activity, walking, because that's getting your blood flowing and you're stepping on the ground. And it's pushing all the negative out. And then some people are more of a meditator that will stand and think of the roots at the bottom of their feet that connect with the center of the earth. And then you're going to push from your, push it out through there. Reiki it's a white light that goes through your crown chakra, and it kind of fills your body to push back to the center of the earth.
Okay, so this is what grounding is to me. I do not ground naturally. Certain people ground naturally, I believe. I believe they just feel more connected. They know how the energy transfers and stuff. Me and Ashley have taken Reiki just to realize how to do these things. Because us naturally, I want to read everything. Now, does that mean that I'm a tarot card reader. Ashley's gift that she shows to the world is tarot card. But that doesn't limit us to that. People don't understand that when you are readers, you are an energy worker also. So you'll hear a lot of people talk about energy and working, and we knew that was something we worked with. We knew that was something in us. So whether we're a healer or not,
well, healing is different. You can do physical healing and then mental healing. As if you go to a psychologist, that's still a doctor. And if you go to a physical doctor, that's still a doctor. So
Right.
It's still in the same field. It's just people kind of get muddied with, okay, I'm just doing healing, and that's just tarot card reading. If you're in that area and you're helping someone, that's still a healing.
I agree. So whether I lay hands on you or not, I'm still helping with healing. Plus, you learn the energy flow. Naturally, for me, I was trying to suck up anything. I was. When I first was helping people, like we used to do classes where we would take an amulet or a piece of jewelry and I would charge it with the person. And I got very sick. What people don't understand, you can get very sick if you don't ground. Because what happens is you can take all the gunk in. Like, say you're feeling like shit and you go to a healer and they pull it off of you, right? Well, they're going to, because energy transfers, they're going to feel like shit. So it's pretty much what was happening to me. But way, way, way before all this, we went to Old South Pittsburgh. We were investigating. I came very close with the spirit. We used to call it imprinting. I still kind of feel like that. If you get too close to that energy, they give it to you. It was very black. It was very dark. And before I could get downstairs, automatically, you start crying. It was very suicidal. It was like night and day. It was crazy. So by the time we get downstairs, the lady automatically is like, it's not a demon. And I'm thinking, how the hell do you even know what my interaction was or what it was unless you knew what was up there? And then I noticed the further I got away and things like that, then it ran that energy off. So now, as we have done this, and it has happened to me so much because I don't ground or shield as much as I should because I am a reader. We are readers. Then what happens is we soak that up. Me, it was really hard. I get sick. What can happen if you aren't, even if you're doing Reiki and you notice that it zonks you or you get like physically sick, like a headache, a stomach ache, fatigued, mood swings, want to cry, things like that. You've got to get out of there. I had to learn the hard way. Shit. Every time we go investigate, I actually have to just load me in the car, drive me around. I cry, pass out. Or if it's really, really bad, the best way is to walk it off. And we had a seance in October at the Cambria house. And me and Ashley, once the spirit, it was oppressive to me, not possessive. There's a difference. And I had to walk that off because as soon as I got to a certain part and I stomped, like Ashley was saying, like you're stomping that out, take a walk if you feel that that is just too much for you, some of this energy, and then it lifts. And then I feel like I could fucking fly because all that is off of me. You know what I'm saying? So it's pretty cool.
Everything in the world has electrical charge, regardless if it is what electronics, what we consider electrically charged, as in how we've made it. Everything has electrical charge. And when you're rewiring a car or a radio or anything like that, when it is not properly ground, you'll feel, when you put your hand down the wire or whatever that's not properly ground, you'll feel those electrons getting built up and it'll be hot right there. And that thing's going to either blow a fuse if you have a fuse connected up to it, or it's going to catch on fire. It's the same thing with your body. If you don't have that dump, then in that correct grounding and connection to the ground to get rid of all that energy that's getting built up on you, then it's going to be more detrimental. I mean, your head's not going to blow off or anything like that.
I was blowing my hoses, ladies. I was blowing my hoses. That's what's happening. So that's grounding. If you feel really sick or down, or my mom used to do this to me. Like sometimes I was sick, she'd get up and be like, start mopping the floor and shit. And I'd be like, Mom, I'm sick. She'd be like, let's go for a walk. So I think at the beginning of time, I think she showed that part of it. Just go for a walk. If the energies are too much, go in nature. A lot of people will just stand there, some barefooted, some not, and they just push the energies down. Another way I've done it is when, this is emotional, by the way. When I get too much emotional built up, I will push out from my stomach, and that I just take a deep breath and I push. And it's almost like, if you've ever taken choir,
A Care Bear.
it is a Care Bear. It's a mystic Care Bear, guys. That's what it is. But if you've ever taken choir, they teach you how to breathe differently. Normally, when a person breathes, their lungs expand. In choir, your stomach does, because they're trying to teach you how to keep that air. That's what you need to do, is push out from the stomach in there when you take a deep breath. And that really helps. And just like close your eyes, maybe count to 5 or 10, and then you will notice that lifts also too. But the worst, if it's the worst of worst, if you can get up and go for a walk or get out of the vicinity of that energy, it helps immensely, and then you can start dealing with it. But that is the grounding part. So what's the shielding, Ash?
Shielding is, there is many different ways to do that, just like the grounding. Shielding, you can sit and think of a bubble that goes around you, or a white light. When we were like at the Nickerson Sneed, because that gave us a lot of fundamental development skills in being able to talk to people about, things going on in their life, and also like spirits around, because every weekend we would be going and staying in this haunted house. We had interactions with these ghosts and things like that. As a ghost hunter or in the paranormal, when you go every once a month, then you get to see these people or these ghosts like one time. It's hard to build a relationship with them. So when we would go to the Nickerson Sneed, we would have an area that we would think of as our part of the house, and the rest was the ghost. So at nighttime, we would mentally put a protective shield around our area, and you could see the ghost, like at nighttime, come up to that shield and watch us sleep. And it would fuck with me sometimes, so we would have to put up sheets and like physically block being able to see that. So there's different ways to do that. That's one thing.
That's some badass shit, though. You remember, we've had them come.
It kind of scares the fuck out of me now.
Yeah, because we've had them come, because we would always put that sheet up, and then we would think about the shield going up afterwards. It's just like on some sci-fi fucking movie where they put up the shields on a plane, like their spaceship or something.
It's like a tent. It was really like a tent.
Yeah,
it was just for mental protection, really.
So this, sometimes the spirits would come on the other side. You could see an outline of like a kid, a boy one time I saw, or one time they pushed forward. There was no air coming through, and it would come out, and we would be like, you motherfuckers. Or they would stare through the window at us. Towards the end, it was more darker things that came around, but I don't think they were bad. Darker, if you had seen them, you'd be like, hey, that looks kind of weird. But they weren't bad. They were just telling their story and stuff like that. But yeah, we got to exercise that shielding a lot.
And the fucked up part is, we're talking about stuff now that would scare the fuck out of us. But we would just live through it and be like, well, there they are. Mm-hmm. Okay, y'all, somebody was watching us last night. And we would tell each other about it. And then we would research it and be like, oh, okay, that's what it was. It was kind of like a Pokemon, finding like these different things and then researching them. But your bubble of shielding doesn't have to be just you physically. You can do your whole house. You can do a whole room. That's what we would actually do. And like some people say, you don't have to, once you put your shield up, you don't have to like think about your shield again. But it's also, I didn't know when we were doing paranormal that I used to do this, and I had no idea. But it was through different people. Think meditating, prayer, or the other one is the same thing, because you're putting your energy out and you put your intentions. So when we were doing paranormal investigation, I knew there was a spirit around because I could see them, but to me at the time I was rationalizing it was my like stigmatism. So I was just making things out of nothing. So I would see the spirit around, and I know it was coming around people and it was getting right in people's faces. I would close my eyes really tight, and I would like, please God, please just protect me. Don't let it come past this line. Don't let it come over here to me. Fuck with everybody else, not me. And I would pray like this.
Don't
mentally.
Don't ever go in a haunted area with Ashley. She did that to me at St. Albans one time.
No, you did. Yeah, I know I did.
You did.
I did it to everybody.
Yeah.
If you're around me, I have sent you mentally as, do not touch me, touch them. And it would be like a little white salt around me that I would imagine. Yeah. But now it is you take and you drop like some people call an egg, a bubble bubble. It doesn't have to be white. It could be whatever color you imagine, and you put it around your self-protection.
People ask me, like I've had people ask me before, okay, so this is the deal with me. You will see there is videos of me. Okay, another thing is I used to be able to sleep like that at the Nickerson Sneed, but because we haven't been there in so long, and I know I'm protected in this house, when I go to other places, I've had things happen to me while I'm sleeping. So if I get an inclination of some shit going down, you will get woke up in the middle of the goddamn night and being like, we're hitting the goddamn road now. We're 5 hours away from home. I don't give a fuck. Get in the car because I can't live through that. And I'll tell you all about that later.
With the one we were at, that like we didn't have a designated area. It was like we were in his area that we had already marked as his area. You know what I mean?
Yeah, we were at a friend's house, and we knew that he was in that area, and then it was just like we were sleeping there, and it was just like he was just sitting over there in the chair watching, and I woke her up, and I'm like, you see that motherfucker right there? She's like, yeah, it looks like a man. I said, get the fuck in the car. I can't handle this, because he came over.
That's not the time you said there's somebody sitting over there. And then I went back to sleep, but it was when his knuckles behind the drug.
Yeah. See, okay, so this is the deal. There's also videos of me in the Nickerson Sneed, and there was a piano playing upstairs, and I'm like, you fucking stop that, kids. And you could hear their feet, and the piano stops, their feet hit the ground, and you can hear them running away. Fucking scared. I will run, and I'm going to tell you why. If I am set with you and I'm trying to figure out and I'm trying to talk to somebody, I'm cool with that. Like that, I am very interacting with it. I understand what's happening. I understand what's going on and stuff. But you take me at about bedtime or inebriated Misty or I am very vulnerable as things have come along. I will get the fuck out. Like if I am looking for you, that's fine. But when you come looking for me, shoo, it gets a little spooky on this end. And that's the truth. And sometimes I do see things and stuff, but when you are aggressively doing things, no, because I've had some bad shit happen to me. So I'm like, I'm going to cut this off right now.
It makes sense, though. Throughout, even Old South, you would freak out. And you would be like, there's something in that stand watching me. And we would hear stuff when we would get up. Yep. After you came, after we wake up, whatever, you would hear stuff moving around the room like it was in the bed with us. Yeah. But but the whole thing of it is, in the book I'm reading now, it's dropping it down to a scientific level of when you're able to get psychic, things happening or whatever in your mind. And it's usually mostly when you're sleeping. When you close your eyes. True, yes. It goes into alpha and theta.
And beta.
Beta is the everyday moving around. The reason why children get more spiritual interactions and they have a better imagination is because they have less beta in them. You don't go into beta until that's your rationalizing and your thinking and your problem solving, things like that. You have alpha and you have the other one, the theta. There's another one. Then those two are the ones. Theta is your emotional responses and alpha is more daydreaming, I think. But anyways, those two are the ones that happen when your eyes are closed. Alpha is happening when you close your eyes automatically. That's putting you in that state. And that's more of your meditative and things like that. But those two are the ones you get more psychic stuff. So as soon as you close your eyes, they think that's probably like a now serving light.
No. There's been a lot of things. We'll talk about that with the astral projection when we get to it. But the reason why we wanted to talk about shielding also is because I recently got the chance, like I said, we went to Stone Mansion, I think it's called, and there was a lady and she is developing and she's out there and she's practicing and stuff, and she's also an investigator, and she said, hey, I'm not getting anything. So one of the ladies that was with us one time said, hey, what do you have in your pockets, this and that and other, as in stones, and she's like tells her, and she's like, okay, we'll take those out. So we went to this investigation. She's like, I still haven't done this. I'm like, I still can't get a lot. And I said, well, have you felt the house out? And she's like, well, I really don't know how to do that. And that's going to lead us into the next part of taking down your shields. But I'm going to tell you how I knew that she was shielded. What people don't understand as being a child, right? Like Ashley was just talking about the different waves and stuff that you could be in, different states. If you are one that is more susceptible to these things, I believe, or you've been in bad situations, you automatically become a shielder. Now, people who lay hands on to heal, that's what they choose to do, okay? Whether they know they're doing it, whether they don't, they tend to always shield themselves, because if not, they're going to get sick, like we talked to you about before. They're pulling all that shit in.
It's kind of like with Corona now. You're going to protect yourself knowing that you're going to get something.
So these people have learned to shield. Now, it was Kim that was with me, and she has taken Reiki and she does massages. And I told her, I was like, we knew there was a spirit in this one room. 100%, everybody that was with us knew this. Well, all of sensitive people knew. And I walked in there and I knew he was it was a smaller area. It was just going to be me and her. I know how to push back spirits if they get completely on me. And it's kind of like the shielding. You just push back. I tend to use my palm. I think, Ashley, you do too. Mm-hmm. We were taught that at a young age by what we used to call our psychic mom. She said, you'll notice every psychic will go into a room with their palm up because that is where they can push back from.
She told me why I did it. That's why.
Yeah.
Because it was more of something that I did because I couldn't see in the dark. Like I said, with my thing, so I'm like, I would look through like that. It would be like that,
right? Because
it showed me what was in front of me, so I was able to see better with my hand out. And then that's when,
yeah, it's kind of like Iron Man. You think about that, how it pulses from the hands. Anyway, so I knew that I can give her in this controlled environment. I could see what's up with her. So I told her to come in, and I was like, okay, well, tell me what you got in here. This is the only time I've ever been able to see this, and the circumstances were perfect for this. When she came in the room, it retreated. Automatically went to the back wall. Like it was almost, if you could think of a black fog, it started retreating back until it was like almost nothing. And I was like, holy fuck, you are a natural shielder. Now, would I have known that normally unless I was reading for her? Like I've had to talk to some about reading, about taking down their shields, and they understand it most of the time. She had no idea. And I was like, I watched this push away. I know you are. And it could be the reasons, like I said, childhood, you've learned how to do it. You've had some traumatic experience, or you're just more in tune to it to make yourself normal. What you did was automatically your body tries to defend itself. That's 100%. Some of us don't get that. Some of us do. So when that happened, I walked her through how to take down her guards, which that's what we're going to step into now. When you had those up, some people are like, how do I read a house? How do I take down my shields? If you don't know how to do that, I realize nobody talks about this fucking shit. Nobody does. So the thing of it is you just take a deep breath. Think of if you have that white light around you coming completely down, then I need you to like experience everything. Tell me what you're feeling. Tell me what you're smelling. Tell me what you're like on the touch on your hands or whatever. I need to know all of that. And then I need you to take where your third eye would be and literally think of looking through that area to see what's in the room. As you do that, you're going to be able to fill out, okay, this is what I'm feeling here, or this is what I'm feeling there. Then as you're taking these deep breaths, then I'm going to ask you to walk around the room, see what you see, this and that and the other. Next thing I know, the spirit walks back up beside her. And I kind of swat at it because I could feel that it's there, see that it's there through my third eye. And she still got her eyes closed. She's standing in this little room with me, this and that and the other. And then she says, okay, there's a man right here. And I'm like, exactly. Now tell me this and this. And she's like, she tells more about it, this and that and the other, and gets more in detail. And she's later said, I've never been able to do that before. Because nobody taught anybody how to fucking take their shields down. Everybody's telling them how to put them up. You literally, when I walk up to a house, I literally take a deep breath. And then I just try to figure out, look at the house, get these little messages that come through. So that's how I do it. Ashley, how do you take your shields down?
Taking your shields down. Now, some people are going to be like, whoa, 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 don't take your shields down, blah, blah, blah. So, there's different people and different methods. No one can tell you the perfect thing for you. You have to figure it out on your own. And you really have to know your body and know how things are working with that. That, like I said, that was the special circumstances that you would take your shield down to do that. Some people take their shield down to read. Yeah. Some people go into their cabinet. That's what they call before you go out to read. It's a psychic cabinet. And that's when you get yourself prepped. You have a conversation with your spirit guide, or meditate and talk to them and ask them to help you. And then some people believe that you keep your shield up and then your spirit guide goes and talks to the spirits, and then it's a transfer between that. And then also other people think that the spirit talks completely to you. And then some people believe the only way that you get to talk to your spirit guide is if it's like an outside voice. This one book that I was reading, they were like, the only time my spirit guides ever talked to me, it wasn't in my head. They think that's the higher consciousness if you hear it in your head. So these are all just theories. From my situation, I've always heard things in my head. I have heard things audible, and that's more of a, like a paranormal, a spirit, or things like that. But they've also come to talk to me in, like, I would hear it in my mind's eye and mind's ear. It wouldn't be physical. So those are different ways. Me taking my guard down, I don't get, and I'll be honest, I mean, when I do tarot card readings, I don't tap into them as much when I do tarot card readings, because I don't want that shit on me. I'll be honest. I read their energy from the cards. When people say, well, why aren't you telling me what my great-grandmother who's dead said? I'm like, well, I'm not doing you mediumship. I'm reading your cards. I'm reading your energy like that. There's different versions and different situations of how and why you would further dive into people.
Yeah, we should go into that too. That should be something. The different types of readings. You could just do an energy reading. You can do a media, and I think that would help people. That is the shields and stuff. I do believe if you're going to be in this field, you do have to learn how to use them. It's okay if you don't, because your body will.
I'm more of a recluse because I am more susceptible to taking on others' energy. So I choose who I like give more energy to and talk to and things like that. Because like I said, I can go on Facebook and I will take long stints, and I would rather not have Facebook at all, because I can go on Facebook and look at someone's profile just because it popped into my head, and I automatically get their feelings about themselves and get this, that, and the other. And I'm just like, whoa, I got to back off. Or I'll just be randomly going about my day, not even thought about this person in years, and then they'll randomly pop in my head and there'll be something going on with them. And I'll be like, I should get in touch with them. I should really do this and the other. And I'm like, nah, that's weird. Nah. And then I won't, and something will happen. So I'm much more susceptible to others' feelings, especially dating. When I do that, I'll lose myself because because I'm trying to figure them out. They're a new person in my life. So it's more difficult when you're more susceptible to reading people's energy.
Plus, people don't know, like, a lot of my readings that I get, people come to me, I do them through Facebook, meaning all I ask is for you to send me a picture, a selfie of what's happening in your life. Like, I need a selfie of you, not one you've doctored or anything. I just need the real thing. And then I send my readings through Facebook, which you get about 1,000 of them, and it takes forever to do. But I'm still there, and I'm still trying, guys. I'm on the other side. I'm giving it. Y'all don't understand. Literally, I watch it load forever, and then I'm just like, I'm giving it all I got. Anyway, okay, guys. So, let's see. Astral projecting. Okay, so this is why I bring up the parts about me sleeping. Astral project seems to happen to me when I sleep. I have lucid dreaming, which I haven't been able to control yet. So, which is the scariest fucking thing. I've had this since I was little. People think that astral projecting is just me. Like, what's the meaning of astral projecting? Before I touch on anything, what's the meaning?
Well, Carl Jung is one of my favorite psychologists, and he believes you are able to connect with people mentally. And they believe there's a difference between your mind, spirit, and your soul. And they're all like depicted in different books and things like that. But there's a difference between each one of us. People think that you are connected to a higher conscious, and everyone is connected in that way. And they think that you can, this is a theory. I can't prove it because,
none of us can until we're on the other side. Yeah. I just want to throw that out there. These are all theories that we're talking about. There's stuff that's worked for us. Maybe they won't work for you, but they could work for the next person. Everybody has a different flavor, especially in the metaphysical, and everybody has different energy. So Ashley's talking, and she's telling you what she believes. But, everybody
has... Yeah. Some of it I don't really believe, and I'm like, oh, that's not the right path for me. But I know that certain people respond to different things differently. Right. It's kind of... there's certain people that kind of are out there like Peter Pan. I don't really travel like Peter Pan, so I can't really, go with that. It's more of I'm mentally somewhere. I don't really...
Well, you astral project when we do... What I was telling Kim when I told her to... the shielding story, when I told her to think outside and then walk through the house, you started that with the seances.
Yep. That was something, because in one of my books, that was what it was, that you were to connect with people, that you mentally step outside of yourself. And it's just really like off movies. It's kind of like your body's still sitting there, but mentally you're walking around the house to see if there's anything else that's around. Also, there's been times when I have been somewhere and I've been really upset, and I remember I just wanted my mom, and my mother saw me just walk across and walk into a room. She saw that on multiple times.
My son was even part of that. Like, he was, he is a teenager. But he was like, we saw Weezer walk through the damn, down the hallway. Yeah, and she was 2 hours away. I've seen her in...
I was really worried about you that day, too. And I was like, God damn,
Waverly
where the
Hills?
fuck is she?
Yeah, because...
I was like, where the fuck is she?
Yeah.
Why is she not up here with me?
Because at one time, I was super sick. People don't understand that. Like, and I had some problems and stuff. And that's when a lot of my... now looking back, psychic stuff happened. I was paranormal investigating, but that's when I got, those impressions when I got, and I knew what was, and I believe, and I still believe this to today, the sicker you are and the closer to the veil, the more they can see you. So when people start telling me they start hearing these whispers, or they start seeing people, or I'm going to ask them, have you been sick? Or, are you recovering? Because I feel like the closer you are. So I was sick. So Ashley would kind of come find me, because certain times I couldn't breathe and stuff. And we were at Waverly Hills, and it was me and two other people, and we were in the staircase that goes up, the stairwell.
I always loved the information because Misty would always test herself out, and I would always be with the tour guide because I'm like, I want to find out all this information, see what's right, this and the other. And Misty was just kind of lagging behind me, like, I don't give a fuck about this. So I was up at the top level. I wasn't any level near her, and I was kind of thinking, where the fuck is she? Goddamn.
Right. I was on the third level. I peeked out and I saw Ashley, because we had shirts that we had just made. This is back in the day, guys. We were getting those black shirts. You know what I'm saying? We were getting that shit
with
together.
that cool logo.
Yeah,
and then
iron
a phone
on.
number.
Yeah,
Like Ghostbusters.
Hell yeah, man. So I saw that walk around the corner, because if anybody's been to Waverly Hills, they know that it bears. It kind of curves a little bit. And I saw her walk around. And when she did that, I jumped out of the stairwell and was like, Ashley, and I went following her, and I got down to the end. They got that door that's just got the, I don't know if it's still like that, but it's the square where the glass used to be, a little bit. And I looked around, there was no fucking Ashley. And then it dawned on me, why would a spirit want me down here? And why the fuck is it looking like my sister? At that time, the people in the stairway were like, come on, Misty, blah, blah, blah. We're not with these people. So I came back. When I got up there, Ashley, who's been upstairs forever on the top, was like, where the fuck have you been? I was like, I just seen you. Is there? And then we found out there was no other way up top. So that has happened to Ashley a lot. When she gets upset,
it's really bad when I get upset. Even computers won't work, and electronics, they'll fuck up. I should probably ground more often. I'm just saying. But this is the only thing that's feeding me is negativity, okay?
You got to think, though, when you also Ashley alters her body when she's really nervous or scared, she'll get itchy, she'll get cold sores. If you're able to alter your body like that,
this negativity's eating me alive.
It is. It's eating her soul, everybody. It's eating it from the inside out. Sometimes I feel like it's coming out of her mouth because the smell of her breath.
I'm thinking I'm pretty fucking epic, man. When my mom and my nephew are not even spiritual, they aren't. They were really concerned. And one time my mom looked out on the porch and she saw me walk across the porch. And that night I was just bawling by myself. And Misty was in a different room. And I was like, I just want to go home. I'm going to call Mom to come get me. And my mom called me. I was like, Ashley, is everything okay?
Did you get a little choked up? Sound like you got a little choked up telling that story, man.
No, I'm really fucking tired. It's the weather. But anyways, I remember I was like, I'm going to call Mom to come get me right now. I just want to go home. And Mom called me a few minutes later and was like, Ashley, is everything okay? I just saw you walk across the porch. And then I was like, Mom, da-da-da. Yeah, so that's pretty goddamn cool. Oh, no. See, we forget what the fuck we've done until we start talking. Okay, so me as an astral projecting tends to happen in my sleep. I do use the same method with seances. Are you Peter Pan? I'm not a Peter Panner. I'm right there. I'm like, okay, this is where I want to be.
Wait a minute, where? In
your astral projection.
No,
Are
no.
you a Peter Panner?
You mean, okay, so mine's different because it's mixed in with my dreams, and it's mixed in with what now they think, I think is sleep paralysis, but I don't believe it's, and it always seems to be locked with the spirit of why I can't get out. So I have interacted with more dark, so has Ashley, because that's what she sees. Just because
Growing up, though, me and you both saw that we both saw the same spirit in our house.
Yeah.
And we never talked about it.
We didn't, because we were taught to, that's
There's
not
no
right.
such thing, and y'all are crazy.
Now, with the feelings that I have when I know a spirit's around and things like that, I literally...
Sometimes I feel that spirit down there. Every once in a while.
I think it's
like
attached
rare,
to...
man.
Yeah, it's attached to...
The
It's
ground?
attached... Yeah, I was trying to say... Yeah, it's attached to the ground because it would move, and I don't think it gave a shit that there was a house there or not.
No.
It just happened to be in the house.
It would just be in the house and it would be watching me.
Right.
Oh, and there was an old lady there that would get so fucking angry I would straighten my hair in the morning.
Well, that's the thing is now looking back and having those feelings when I'm on investigations or when I'm doing readings, I know what they are. As a child, I didn't. That's why I kept my son close to me too, because I was like, I don't want him to go through the things I went through. I would wet the bed because my dreams were so bad. And it has to do with my upbringing in the Pentecostal church too. It really put a different perspective on my views. And I knew there was good and there was bad, and there was no in between. And then it really, my dreams were just, I had been told to sleep with the Bible. It helped for a little bit. I had been told to turn around and tell what was in my dream, that it didn't control me. That worked for a little bit until it started talking back. And I still have that to this day. It will say, you can't leave this. You can't do this. I control this. It's very
really
aware.
cool TV show though. Was that one that we started to watch and we stopped?
What?
Because it's really dark, but it's really... What is it?
Yes. No, it was... No, there was another one that we watched, and the chick eventually got possessed, but it was a demon would come to her. I can't remember the name of it, but it was really cool in how to show y'all about
If
what
it's
I
real
go
dream
through.
or
Yeah,
not.
like she could read... If you can't read in your dream, you're still in a dream. I didn't
Misty
know.
can't read in real life either.
I can't. It's hard, okay? But I can give her a try. This was, sleep paralysis is not no fucking joke. A lot of times the people involved in sleep paralysis will think they're awake and back in real life. So we can't tell the difference. And then, of course, we've got these demons and stuff that are still there. Then it kicked up a notch. This is why I don't sleep in a lot of places. I noticed that the most epic one, I think, that ever happened. I make these noises, and it's a weird noise. I don't even know how to explain. It's like, something like that. Yeah. And on the other side, I am fucking screaming, man. I'm just like, get me out of here. Like, I can't get out. But that's the only sound that I could get to make out of my body. So when that's happening, it's the apex of some crazy shit. We got to stay in a very older house, and I told them, I said, listen, this lady has fell down these back steps here. Y'all be careful of this spirit, blah, blah, blah. We went to lay down. I was sleeping on, air mattress, and Ashley and Holly were in the bed, and I didn't even know I fell asleep. And that's happened a lot. And I was looking at my iPad or whatever, my phone, and all of a sudden the door busts open, and this woman that was like decayed crawled because her back end was not working and was over top of me, and I was screaming.
On the other end of this,
Yeah.
we're in a house that someone is letting us stay in, and Misty's down there like, and I'm like, God damn it, shut the fuck up.
Yep.
Shut up. That's what I'm really saying.
And then, because I can see the room, what people don't understand about that is I see them in that bed, and I see this person every time. I can see everything in the room, and I am trying my best to make that communication. So when people yell at me and it can snap me out really quick, I am so grateful. So
I'm meaner than shit.
She is. She's like,
the fuck up.
Shut the fuck up. And then I wake up and I'm like, thank you. Thank you for saving me. And I am so fucking thankful. So if we are ever in that place, man, I had one time when I met my spirit guide, and he was in this with me, and I couldn't get out of this, and I kept telling them, let me out, and this thing would not let me out. And it's very, lucid in that part of I interact with them and
a
stuff like
coma
that.
would be hell to you.
Let's not talk about that. It
You're
would.
welcome.
Yeah, it would. It would, because I
that
can't.
just came to me. I was like,
Yeah.
God, that would be hell. If you ever got put in a coma,
Yeah. Because I am.
you really wouldn't be able to wake up. Nobody
No.
would be able to wake you up.
No, it's
Is that
be
a fear
scared.
of yours?
The worst
Now
time.
it is.
I know. No, the worst time it was the one where I was in the hull of the boat, and my spirit guide was there, and we were all in a line getting took up, and it would look like water, but it's not. But it's almost, I think, when you're breaking through the veil, and there were people there. I had no fucking, like, it was a
It
basketball
was like warm
team.
honey, though, with me when I do certain readings. It's like a warm honey that
It's
slows
not like-
down the room.
It wasn't like that with that, but
No.
he just wouldn't let me. So it was days I didn't want to go to sleep because of this. I can understand where Freddy Krueger fucked me up as a kid too, by the way. So maybe that's like stemmed from it or something, because it was so real to what I was. So anyway, I do that, but I also find people on the other side. Like, if I really, really am, if I don't connect with somebody who's passed, I will find them, and I've had them tell me, don't touch me. Don't come here and find me. I've had numerous spirits tell me that on the other side, that I'm not supposed to be there. So this is something I'm still working with and trying to figure out.
Well, a lot of people just do work in their dreams because of the alpha and theta or whatever.
Well,
They only do it then. And then that's why you have herbs to go to sleep, and then you do certain things. But in a book that I was reading, they were saying how to connect with loved ones that you really want to talk to.
Mm-hmm.
First off, Carl Jung believes that you're able to do that. And he's a psychologist. He studied under Freud, and he broke off. Another one, Nodar, he also did that. And he was more in the paranormal and psychic thing. So it's kind of weird that Freud, I really thought that was interesting. But anyways, so Carl Jung, he says, have you ever been sleeping and your friend that passes away randomly comes in your dreams to talk to you? Because everyone's connected mentally in that type of way. So, doing that, a step to do when you have a family member that's passed away is to take a picture of them, meditate on it, and kind of put yourself in that meditative state before you go to sleep, and think about them, and either out loud or mentally talk to them and be like, you know what, I love you, and I just want to talk to you, and I just want to know that you're okay. And then when you go to sleep, every night do that until you get to talk to them, because it's kind of like picking up the phone trying to call on them until they can figure that out. So if you have a picture to kind of focus your energy on of them, or something out there, and kind of put it beside your bed to meditate on it before.
That, I think, is a really good idea, because it focuses your attention on it, you know. When I've done it, it's been that I guess my soul is missing their soul, and I try to find them, and I know I'm able to do it, because then things are said to me.
Thinking about it, that is what we did with our granddad.
Yeah, that's
because every day and every night we would think about it and think about different scenarios and things like that, and then he finally came through the same night to both of us.
Yeah,
that we only slept like feet away from each other. So
right.
That was,
It was different though. Our dreams were completely different, but we showed different aspects and stuff like that of it. So that's how we got on this path. Everybody, I think, knows that now, that it was a different level of it. But astral projection is
so fucking crazy. We've done stuff in our dreams, and we've really taken ourselves out of our body, but we never talk about it to anybody.
Dreams fuck me up. Just the other night, I was having another one, and my husband woke me up, because he's like, I've told everybody. I'll tell you, if you're sleeping next to me out there, guys, all you one listeners, if you're sleeping next to me and I make noise, get me the fuck out. That is a distress that my body is not able to move, but I am finding some way to communicate on this side for y'all to get me out, and I could see the room. That's morbid, what I just said, by the way, but that's what's happening. Because I believe that all that is on the other side is not always pretty. That's the truth. Some people say that they can only go in at higher elevation or higher spiritual planes, or they can only do certain things. I believe that you got to work from your bottom up, and you do get to see the muck and the bad stuff, and then you tend to go higher and stuff. And people believe with astral projection you go in at different levels. Me personally, I astral project to connect with spirits. If I do that, spirit at nighttime, I can't control it at this point. And I visit. I've also, by the way, I want to throw this out there that I forgot about until we were just talking. When we first started on Behind the Third Eye, which all of us got pulled into and said, hey guys, let's start this network of all these psychics together. The owners of this got a message that said, I know Misty for years or some long time. I wish I could see these. I might still have these messages. They sent them over to me. They said she comes to me every night and talks to me about my problems and works me through this. And they're like, she was so thankful for me. Have I met this lady in this life? No. But when I started putting my pictures, we all had to put their pictures and who we were out there on there. There was somebody that reached out. And to me, that was so honorable. We have often talked about how when we go to sleep, we feel like we're checking in on another side and we're doing other things. And I truly, truly believe that. So if you ever have a dream about me, guys, hey, you know what I'm saying?
Not dirty.
Hey, listen, if they're dirty, I'd like to hear those too, okay? I'm a lady with needs, okay? All right, what are we going on to next? That's astral projection, guys. A lot of people are doing more about it, especially since the government said that, hey, we could do this shit, and there's different planes and shit, man. It's really cool. I'd like to dive into that a little bit more, but we're just touching on some subjects tonight.
Another fun thing that you could do is I was reading a book that was really weird, and I wanted to tell Misty about it when she woke up and she dreamed about it. And the next day she was like, I had this weird fucking dream. And I was like, that's what I wanted to talk to you about. So that's pretty cool.
Puppies eating
to try to link up with people like that. The next part, that's my alarm to get into my factory, guys. The next part is linking up about readings and reading someone. One thing that I used to before I became a reader, I always knew when they were a good reader because I felt them tapping around inside of me. Yeah. And that sounds weird and crazier than fuck. But I did, and I would automatically almost cry. And I'm like, okay, this one knows what they're doing. Because it was, I don't know, it was like them seeing the most rawest of me. And I felt them clicking in, and things would slow down. So I didn't know what it was. I thought that was just their power. But I knew when they were able to click in. Linking up about readings, when I'm sitting in front of someone, and I'm shuffling my cards, I'll get them to talk to me. And I'll give them my spiel and things like that. And I could cut the deck and look at certain cards and be like, oh, okay, this and that and other's going on in your life. And they're like, yep. And then I'm like, okay, I'll shuffle a little bit more. And I'll cut and I'll talk to them about the card that, is cut, the two cards that are cut in the deck. And then that's how I know that I'm connected to them because I'm reading their energy after I give it to them or I shuffle to clear the energy. And while they're talking, I know their energy's flowing anyways. And that's when I give them the cards. And I think that gives them more of their raw, non-hidden emotions where... This is my theory. While they're sitting in front of me and I'm shuffling and I have certain things, I feel like that's something they show more to the world. But their physical touch on my cards, I can read more of their deeper issues.
There's a reason why I picked this topic is because people don't understand when you can't link up. As a psychic, what we do is we link up. Ashley was talking the shuffling. I think it gets their mind in a certain state that we're able to do that. And then we're able to dive in. If there's a certain card that repeatedly shows up while I'm trying to shuffle or while they're trying to shuffle, I will ask them to put it out or I'll take a mental note of it. So when it comes back up, there are certain things that come through and they're just, how I can explain that is, Ashley was talking about our guides earlier. I asked my guide, I asked God to protect me, and I asked my guides to link up with their guides. Now, sometimes I get the voices that sound like mine in my head. I know that's my guide. But when there's another voice that comes in, I know that's theirs directly. And it's a little bit different. So that's how I can relay messages. That's not reading the energy. When you read the energy, like Ashley was saying earlier, you just read what is, the energy they put on the card. We're giving you that card reading. You do a mediumship, that's when you tap into the other side and you hear those voices and stuff.
I have fucked with people when they've done readings for me. I've screwed with them and I've been like, this is the cards I want to come out and I'll meditate on it while I'm shuffling. I've done it to Misty. I'll have certain cards and I'll be like, okay, I don't want her to talk about this, so I don't want this card to come up. And I'll manipulate the cards myself. Yeah. I'll try to do stuff like that to see how good I am at doing that.
But that's just cards. But let's say a psychic. Okay, so I was put in a situation recently, and I want to explain this situation. One of the gifted ladies that were kind of reading for the guy, she started reading for this gentleman. She was like, okay, I feel this and this and this. Now let's talk about this. How do you know about reading a person? How can somebody just walk up and just start reading them? Everybody gives off a vibration, okay? And it's the truth. That's why you hear keep the vibes high, things like that. You clean your workspace, stuff like that, because that's some more negative down vibes. And as you clean and you make things better, the vibes lift. When you're vibrating, only things that are vibrating on that certain level can talk to you, okay? So you will find certain readers you're pulled to more, and they'll talk about issues that you need to talk to. That's because they're vibrating the same. So on the other side, you got guides that are vibrating too, and I believe that my guides are able to hook up with other people's guides easier and sometimes different, That's what every psychic does if they're a psychic, okay? They just link up differently. So I was in this situation. This reader automatically linked up with this guy, and she started talking to him. And then she's like, that's all I got. What do you got, Misty? And I'm like, well, I don't really, to be very honest with you, if I knew I was automatically drawn to him, then, I would automatically start getting these little things. I would get that little message. I would get this and that and the other. I knew I wasn't. I knew I wasn't vibrating the same as this guy. Now, does that mean I can't give him a reading? No, it doesn't mean I can't give you a reading, but it means I got to push harder. And when I've got to push harder, that means we get attached to your energy more, meaning that will stay with us longer. I will think about it longer. It doesn't come as easily, maybe not as in abundance as somebody who's already linked up on that vibration level. So I want y'all to know what goes on with that. I've also tried to link up with people, and when they don't want you to, it's almost like a garage door slammed, but you're still trying. So you can start taking on their attributes. If it gets really bad, because this has happened to me, you'll start taking on their attributes. You'll start thinking about it nonstop. You can't get it out of your head of what you need to find because you're trying to link up with that. Okay. And eventually it does happen. Okay. Some things then come out, like the color of the car and stuff, and really the car and the sister and stuff. But it was like I was having to find my way. And the more you have to push as a psychic, then you have to question, is it what my God's saying, or am I filling that in? So that's why you will see psychics say, I will read who I'm pulled to, because they're linking up with you on vibrational levels. It can be done. I've actually switched through decks. I've switched through other tools to try to give them that information. Now, when he pulled his hand out, I could read his hand, and he's like, you're spot on. There's different vibrations and different tools that we have to use. But I want to go over that because some people think that at any time it should be drop of the hat. And I'll tell you, I can't do a mediumship 100 times because I can't make you talk. Why can I make a spirit talk all the time then?
And then also, when you go through, spirit speaks first, and then you start filling in what you think. And what I mean by that is the first raw thing that you get, and this is in books I've read, is spirit talks first. So whatever first inclination you get about something is the one you go with. Don't sit and mull on it for a while, because then your imagination is going to kick up about it, and then it's going to make it more elaborate, and then it's going to make something probably completely different than what it was in the beginning.
Right.
So, like I said, it is best when you first get it to kind of get it out, or even to write it down so that you're able to talk about it rather than you muddying your first initial gift of that response into other things.
That's true. All right, so what we got next, Ashley? But I just wanted to talk about what happens. And what happens on our end, it's almost like, and if you won't open up to us, you won't put your cards down, your shields down for us, it's almost like a slap in the hand also, too. So it's all about being able to link up. We could still try. We could still give them readings. But see what I'm saying? It's a little bit harder and pushed. And then the psychic will get attached to you more until she dumps you.
The difference between oracle and tarot cards.
Hot damn. Thank you so much. Would you like to take this one? Because people seem to intermix the two, and they are very fucking different. Very different.
And
I'm going to point that out.
I am drawn to oracle cards, but I have never picked up how to do it. I mean, not that I don't know how to do it, but it just never, I've always been stuck with tarot cards because that's the more traditional one, and that one is it's more structured, really, and it's more, that one has more of a detail. So it's more of, that would probably be more like a Capricorn as well, because we're more detailed oriented, we're more direct, this and that and the other. There's more cards in a tarot card deck. I have read books that tell you can do the same spreads for tarot cards as they do Oracle. Oracle, a lot of people, if they have issues studying the tarot cards, they go to Oracle because Oracles are easier to study, and it's pretty much however you feel about the card. It's more drawn out and mystical, and it's, well, not mystical, but it's more airy. And the tarot cards are more, this is what is happening. So they're different, but yeah, they're cards, and people are like, I want my cards read. Well, you probably should look into which ones you want your cards read. Right.
Because, and ways to spot maybe an oracle card reader that has been around a tarot card reader, like Holly, she does a Celtic cross because she kind of learned that. She saw, that's how we lay our spreads. And you may go to an oracle card reader and she'll do a Celtic cross. You can tell she's been around the tarot card world.
I have read books that have had the Celtic cross in that.
For the oracles?
Yes.
Well, there you go. But you could tell that Celtic cross is normally used with tarot card. traditionally. Let's just say that. You can do a double Celtic cross. You can do actually a spread for anything, really. It doesn't have to be locked into that. Sometimes when I have a client who I know their energy pretty good, and they're asking relationship questions, I have a relationship spread that I use. And I really like that one.
Spread and my Druid Oracle cards.
Right.
Oracle are more artistic and the more out there.
Oracle, not to offend any Oracle card readers, but this is how I look at it. Oracle, you're using your intuition, okay? And there is no set guidelines of anything having to do with Oracle. I've seen Oracle cards. Somebody asked me the other day, how do you read Oracle cards? I was like, I'll show you. And I flipped it over and it said, follow your dreams. I was like, well, guess what? This card means follow your dreams. Some of them have them plainly written on there. Some of them don't. Some of them have a picture, and then you have to use your interpretation of what you think that picture is in that person's life or your intuition. That's what that is. Tarot card takes a lot more studying. You'll find we had a psychic lady one time that was awesome. She's been doing readings for quite a while. Makes a business at it. She said, I cannot do tarot cards because I can't sit down and give that much time to 70 some cards when I can pick my oracle deck up and use my intuition on what these cards mean. It does take a lot of studying. Me and Ashley studied probably the meanings of these for over a year. Yeah, like I would say over 9 months. Yeah. We wrote it down in a journal. We made sure that we knew the ins and outs. Still, Ashley says she goes back and reads certain books. Still, if I go back and I read our original book that we learned from, because I do believe that you should do both. I believe that you should educate yourself with reading something, or watching something. Something, if you're a visual learner, if you're led by reading or by physically doing, you should do that. You should learn that and then take that information and turn it into what you believe it pertains to.
And even now, I'm learning different ways to read the cards,
Yeah.
not just the traditional way. And also, there is some psychics that say you don't have to study what the cards mean. You could just say even tarot cards, you could just say what you get off the card. Like I said, me and Misty are, like I said, the caps in it, so we want to study and know everything about it.
Plus, I want to be able to give you the best fucking product I can.
And if you show up in a bunch of tarot card readers and you can't tell them what that means, then they're probably going to rip you apart.
Oh, Lord, a tarot card reader will get you, honey. Don't be playing.
There's different meanings for different ones of different decks. Don't get me wrong. But they will be the first ones to call you out and be like, oh, hell no, they don't know what the fuck they're doing.
That's true. I'll even do it. Don't be playing. I'm very respectful. I try to get readings from people, like when we went down to Louisiana and things like that. I felt she was not a good reader from the start. I felt she didn't link up with me. I felt all these things. We could feel that because our vibrations. Remember that part I told you about? Well, I gave her the respect, but as I walked away, I was like, that's not good. This is not good. But it could have been just that she didn't link up with me, but I felt at the time, and her meanings were completely different. I will give you a clue. You learn one tarot card deck, you could pretty much interpret that into every tarot card deck.
Oracle not.
No, not Oracle. But
every Oracle is different.
I do not mess with oracles because I don't like that there's not a set structure. Like, I know my suits. You can take, if you know tarot cards, you can turn them into reading cards, like regular playing cards. That's how it works. Like, there's so much structure in this, and I want to give you the best product I can. So I'm going to read about it. I'm going to study. I'm going to meditate. I'm going to know what this card means when it pops up, so I can interpret that in the guidance that you need.
And your deck will have a certain way of talking to you. Like, some people say, well, do you read reversals, or do you do this and the other? I say, I have enough cards in there, and I know what my cards are telling me. I don't have to read reversal unless my cards tell me to read that reversal meaning of it. So it's really, like I said, your cards will speak to you in that type of way.
That's true. And people don't understand that tarot cards also are aspected, meaning I can have a really positive card in the middle of a lot of shitty cards, meaning you could have this outcome, but it might have a lot of bad stipulations around it. So that's what we want to talk to y'all about, guys. I hope we didn't bore the fuck out of y'all, because normally we keep it more light and upbeat, but didn't realize we were a plethora of acknowledgement. I'm going to pull a card really quick out of this new deck that I got that I love, love, love. Ashley actually purchased it and was like, here, have this. And I was like, all right. So I'm going to lay these out, and Ashley, I'm going to get you to pull one. This is going to be the reading for the rest of the week, guys. Guess what? That would only be 2 days. You got Saturday and Sunday, so use this card wisely. Ashley. The method she's using is she's closing her eyes and she's putting her hands across. There's 2 ways that you can read tarot cards: putting your hands on and not putting your hands on. And I got to tell you guys, we put our hands on cards, we clear them and stuff like that, but some readers don't let you touch their cards. And I just believe that's a preference. It has nothing to do with, anything special. Oh, shit, guys. At the end of the week, it is Friday. That means you've given it all you got. You've worked your ass off, and it's time for a rest. So enjoy that. Do know that the good fight is right around the corner, meaning you got to go back to work on Monday. But enjoy this time. Don't get discouraged by things that may be going on in the world, or maybe that you are uninspired, or maybe that you've just taken all the shit you can. Got a couple days off. Enjoy it, recharge, and get back out there. Have a good evening, guys. Thank you for letting us come into your brains for a little bit. Bye.